So yeah, storytelling. I'm always writing something. Sheesh. Always writing something. So why not make it productive, you know? Be used. Be used. So yeah, storytelling. And I wrote earlier about this story part of my life is called Beauty and the Beast. So Beauty is, her name is Seraphina. And the Beast name is Columbus. Those are the two main characters. You know, just for not naming the true people for defamation purposes. I'm going to use different names. But yes, her name, Beauty, is Seraphina, and the Beast is Columbus. That's the names I'm going to use, the characters. Okay. And I don't really want to, maybe I need to put a stamp on it so nobody don't steal my ideas or whatever the case may be. You know, people be stealing contents and using it for clout and whatever. But that's something I really don't care about because it's always some shit I'm coming up with. But I do feel like I need to do just that because this is a very important story. But I'm sure I'll get to it one of these days. However, let me just talk about Seraphina, the beauty that met the beast, Columbus, 15 years ago. Whew, the plot thickens, baby. So, basically, let me get a rundown, right? Seraphina, like I told you a while ago, it was actually a name that I picked out of the blue because it just was roaring to me, and I will say that it was confirmation from God in a sense, if you believe in God, you know. So the name Seraphina was just that. So I picked that name, and I love that name. I'm really trying to stamp on it. That's my name from now on. So please address me as Seraphina, nothing more, nothing less. But yes, Seraphina and Columbus. These two lovebirds basically fell in love 15 years ago. And one thing led to another. They had two amazing children. But their relationship ended 5 years ago. Okay? So I'm excited, you know? It's a lot to talk about. It's just, and that's going back to knowing who you are as a person, right? And also knowing who you are around, who you're with, who you sleep with, who you do anything with, right? And yes, can you imagine not knowing somebody until after you leave them and probably don't even know half the story? But I'm excited to talk about this storyline. I'm trying to talk about it every day. I'm not even in the space where it's like my motivation is like completely there. I have to force myself to get up and do half the time because the environment is not motivational. So y'all pray for me and meditate that I get up and do this story because it means a lot to me. That's part of my creativity, you know, unlocking my sacral chakra. In one of my videos, I talk about my sacral chakra as well. Unlocking my sacral chakra, being creative, you know, speaking and just, even if it's speaking or drawing, I love drawing, I love arts. Just being creative, you know, instead of keeping that stuff inside of you. Because that's, let me tell y'all one thing, right? Like with the throat chakra, right? If you're not talking, if you're hiding so many secrets and or you're not saying things that need to be said, or even if you're not using your gift of, okay, so you need to talk, you want to be a motivational speaker, right? And you're not using that voice, you're going to end up having throat issues. That's where most of these diseases and stuff come from. If you're not using your voice and speaking your truth and or just, you know, voicing, that's where a lot of throat problems come from. You know, thyroid. I'm not a doctor or whatever, but That's where a lot of throat issues come from, or even like your sacral chakra, right? Your sacral chakra is your woman area, you know, your feminine area, and it's more of like if you're not using that as well, if you're not being creative as much as you need to, um, your cycle can be a problem. You know, your cycle can be a problem, and these are things from my experience. Like I said, I'm not no y'all whatever. You don't come from me, but yeah, so from my experience and things of that nature, yes, if you're not using your sacral chakra and being creative, things like that, you know, that's what a lot of me, let me just put me in a sense, because I don't know about nobody else, where it's like heavy bleeding or long periods and things like that. But and yeah, so I am excited to get into what I love. You know, I love writing, I love talking, I love who I am. And I've come to the realization that I have so much to offer the world. I have so much to offer myself, you know. And with the guidance of God, He is also help leading me to where I'm destined to be. That's one thing I truly believe in God. He makes no mistakes, you know, and my situation from 2 years ago has got me to where I'm at today, you know, and God has been a blessing in my life. And like I said, and I always say, it's not about what is it? What do I say? Basically, it's not what happens to you, it's where you're going. I can't even think about it right now. You know, it's it ain't happening to you, it's happening for you. There we go. It ain't happening to you, it's happening for you. And that's one of the things, the hardest thing I've had to realize and continue to kind of, I fight that in a sense. It's like, bruh, I know it ain't happening to me. It's for me, but damn, I am tired. You know, it's like, God, I don't want to be strong no more. You know, it's like, I don't want to be strong no more. When am I going to just lay my head and just be okay? When is the fight going to be over? When is my soft girl era going to come from somebody else instead of always coming from me, you know? But of course, you have to do the inner work. You have to free yourself. You have to do what you need to do in order to pave the way for others to come in and help you. You know, in order for you to meet or be where you need to be, you have to conjure up that strength from the depths of the ground. You got to dig it up like a mummy and come up to be alive. You know what I'm saying? So everything really starts with you. Everything starts with you and everything ends with you. So it's you first. You pave a way for other people to come into your life. You pave the way to your knowledge. You pave the way to a lot of things. And it can be hard. It's really hard. And a lot of people end up giving up on their dreams, their purpose, on life, period. You know? And which is a sad story. It's very sad because the journey of self-liberation, self-love is one of the hardest journey I've ever embarked on. Is one of the hardest journey that a lot of people cannot withstand. Is one of those journeys where it's like a life and death situation. The good versus evil. The light versus dark. Is one of those journeys where you literally will cry every day, pleading to God, why me? You know, is one of those journeys where your faith has to be stronger than anything else. You have to stand 10 toes down in your faith without losing yourself. Is one of those journeys out of 1,000 people, only 10